Dear student, how are you? I think all of you all right and enjoy with your family during this COVID-19 crisis. Today, 72 days of COVID-19 crisis. Today I want to discuss about the very important topics, the SEQ and OSPI. SEQ and SP of hepatobiliary system. It is very important for your written and also for your practical purposes. So how can you write down the SEQ? How can you write the OSPI? I will discuss. Please note it. SEQ 1. SEQ 1. Ten years old girl present with fever, hematemesis, ascites, splenomegaly, and what is your diagnosis? So first of all, when you want to write down the answer in your answer script, first of all you should write down the key point. Key point. What is the key point? What are the key point of these questions? Age is 10 years. Sex, girl. And SIP complaint or presenting complaint, fever. Fever, no, here no duration given. And number 2 complaint is hematemesis. Hematemesis. These are the same complaint or presenting complaint. And on examination you get the ascites and splenomegaly. When you write that in this way, you thinking is very easy to come the final diagnosis. So age 10 years, sex girls, presenting complaint in fever and hematemesis. On examination you get the ascites and splenomegaly. Mark it. It is splenomegaly, not hepatosplenomegaly. So what is your diagnosis? So from above scenario, my diagnosis is can you tell me what is your diagnosis? Chronic liver disease. Within bracket CLD with portal hypertension with rupture varices, with rupture esophageal varices, with rupture esophageal varices. So if you not write down the in this way, you will get less marks. Chronic liver disease, full term terminology should be written, not abbreviate word CLD. Full sentence, chronic liver disease within bracket CLD with portal hypertension with rupture esophageal varices. Why chronic liver disease? Because patients develop ascites and splenomegaly, and also patients have fever. You know, in chronic liver disease, patient may suffering from intermittent infection. In that case, you will get the fever. And hematemesis due to rupture esophageal varices. So it is due to portal hypertension. Why ascites? Ascites due to two causes. Due to development of esophageal varices and rupture and this is occurred due to development of portal hypertension and leads to collateral development of collateral circulation, and this gives rise to hematemesis. Why ascites? Ascites in due to two causes. Number one cause is due to chronic liver disease. In chronic liver disease, albumin synthesis reduced, so there is reduced oncotic pressure and producing edema. And why? And another cause of ascites is portal hypertension. And splenomegaly, this is congestive splenomegaly. Congestive splenomegaly occurs in the portal hypertension. So all these things, chronic liver disease with portal hypertension with rupture esophageal varices, you should write down. Now, next question: how can you diagnose? So, when diagnose, how can you treat? How can you investigate it? I also told you in my previous lecture. Another question. Aspect 2. 5 years old boy present with sudden onset of blood vomiting, history of similar attack 4 months back. What is your diagnosis and what is your DD? Now you should write down the key point. What is the key point in this question? Key point: 5 years age, 5 years, sex, boy, and SIP complaint, sudden onset of blood vomiting. And history of similar attack 4 months back. These are the keynotes. And what is your diagnosis and DD? So from above scenario, age 5 years, sex boy, sudden onset of blood vomiting, and similar attack 4 months back. So you know, sudden onset of bout of blood vomiting and with recurrent same attack, usually more common in rupture esophageal varices due to portal hypertension. So what is your diagnosis? Your diagnosis number 1 is portal hypertension. Full name, you should write down the full name. Portal hypertension within bracket, portal hypertension with rupture esophageal varices. With rupture esophageal varices. So diagnosis is portal hypertension with rupture esophageal varices. Now what are the DD? You will think DD of hematemesis of 5 years boy. What is DD? Number 1, if you tell the only DD, you should write down first the portal hypertension, full name, not abbreviation name, with rupture esophageal varices. Number 2, DD is peptic ulcer disease. You know, peptic ulcer disease, though it is uncommon, but it occurs in children. Peptic ulcer disease. Number 3 is drug-induced gastritis. The 3 DD, more common. If if asked to you the only diagnosis, you write down the portal hypertension with rapside varices. If asked you the DD, first DD is portal hypertension with rapside varices, and second DD peptic ulcer diseases, and third DD drug induced gastritis, and another DD also come, that is Mallory-Weiss syndrome. So these are the answering pattern of this SEQ. This SEQ. This is not OSPI. It is SEQ. SEQ question. Now, second question: how can you diagnose? How can you management the case? How can you treat the treatment of the patient? How can you investigate the patient? I already described in my lecture. Now, second SEQ, 8 years old boy present with jaundice for 7 months. What is DD? Just key point, age 8 years, sex boy, and presenting complaint is jaundice, 7 months, DD. So you should consider jaundice. Who is jaundice last for 7 months? You should consider the duration here. DD in first DD, there is many DD. In first DD, there is chronic liver disease. Of course, it is chronic liver disease. Chronic liver disease, CLD. You should write down the full name. Chronic liver disease due to chronic viral hepatitis. Chronic viral hepatitis. Number one DD. Heading. You should write down the heading: chronic liver disease due to chronic viral hepatitis, autoimmune hepatitis, metabolic causes, Wilson disease. These are the more common. And last one also, if you ask for port DD, last one you should be the congenital hemolytic anemia and maybe thalassemia. So 8 years age, sex boy, jaundice for 7 months. In chronic liver disease, jaundice may persist for 7 months. So chronic liver disease, it is a vague term, but what are the causes of chronic liver disease? It may be chronic viral hepatitis, usually hepatitis B virus and C virus, and autoimmune hepatitis. And another one is very important, which is common, is metabolic cause. This is the Wilson disease. And another one is congenital hemolytic anemia, thalassemia. In case of thalassemia, jaundice may not be persistent for 7 months, but sometimes it may persist if patient develop gallbladder stone, obstructive or bile duct obstruction. In that case, you may get the jaundice in thalassemia patients, which may last for 7 months. Now, fourth SAQ, a 10 years old girl with intermittent fever, weight loss, abdominal distensions. What are the DD? You think this abdominal distension means ascites. Intermittent fever, weight loss, ascites. What are the DD? There are 4 to 5 DD. A key point. Write down the key point. Age is 10 years. Sex is girl, and SIP complaint or presenting complaint is fever, intermittent fever, and another one is weight loss and abdominal distension. You look at, there is no sign. So 10 years old girl, intermittent fever, weight loss, abdominal distension, ascites. So you should, first priority given should be ascites. So ascites patient have fever and weight loss. What is your DD? Before write down your DD, you should consider the which one is most common. Rare cause should not write down the first. Write down the first. Say, if we write down the first DD is chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. Second DD, if we write down the Kala-Jor and lymphoma, third is lymphoma, and fourth one is abdominal tuberculosis. So if we write down in this way, all are correct, but you get less marks because which one is very common? According to this scenario, you should write down this disease first. So according to this scenario, there is 10 years old, intermittent fever, weight loss, abdominal distension. So ascites, intermittent fever, weight loss. Which one is most common in our country? It is of course it is abdominal tuberculosis. So first DD one is abdominal tuberculosis. You should write down this. And second DD, there is ascites, intermittent fever, weight loss. Usually it is common is lymphoma. Second DD is lymphoma. And third DD is Kala-Jor and fourth DD is CLD. Because in case of chronic liver disease, usually fever of course present, but intermittent fever usually may occur, but not always. And you should write down the third number of DD. Kala-Jor, intermittent fever, weight loss, ascites occurs in late stages. So you should write down the DD. First one you should write down the abdominal tuberculosis. Second is lymphoma. Third word in Kala-Jor, and fourth word in chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. Oh, if you write down in this way, you will get the full marks. So before write down the DD, you should think which one is most common, and most common one should write the first. And fifth SCQ is 12 years girl present with fever for 3 months with jaundice and hepatosmegaly. Look at and be careful before write down the answer. 12 years old girl present with fever for 3 months, jaundice and hepatosmegaly. So in key point, age 12 year, sex girl, and SIP complaint fever 3 months, and on examination you get the jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly. So what is DD? So you will get the age 12 and sex girl, fever long time 3 months, and jaundice and hepatosplenomegaly. jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly. If jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly, you straightly write down the chronic liver disease. But there is fever for 3 months. So in that case, your first DD is Kalajor. First DD is Kalajor. Why Kalajor? Because Kalajor present with fever for long time and it has hepatosplenomegaly, also may develop jaundice. And number 2 DD is chronic liver disease, CLD. Chronic liver disease, here no portal hypertension because no ascites. Chronic liver disease. Third one is lymphoma. Why lymphoma? In case of lymphoma, patient develop fever and jaundice. If patient develop lymphadenopathy which pressures on the portal hepatitis, and also jaundice develop, it liver is involved. And in case of lymphoma, of course, patient develop hepatosplenomegaly. So in case of third DD is lymphoma. And fourth DD is disseminated TB. Disseminated TB. Why disseminated TB? Because this is fever and hepatosplenomegaly and jaundice. So it is more common in our country. And if you write down the fifth one DD, it is thalassemia. Why not thalassemia in the first DD? Because in case of thalassemia, fever cannot persist for 3 months. So in this way, you should write down the DD, and you should write down the which one is more common. This most common DD, you should write down the first. Otherwise, you will get the less marks. And from question from this term, how can you diagnose from history, from examination, how can you investigate, how can you treatment, already I discussed. And number 6 SCQ is 12 years old girl present with ascites, jaundice, hepatomegaly, write down the TDD. So age is key point age is 12 years, sex is girl, and here there is no presenting complaint. In that case, you should write down the clinical features. Remember, ascites, jaundice, and hepatomegaly. So here add is ascites, jaundice, hepatomegaly common. So if a patient present with hepatomegaly and jaundice with ascites, your first DD was chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. Why portal hypertension? Because there is ascites. Number 1 DD. Number 2 DD is disseminated TB. Disseminated TB. Why not the abdominal TB? Because abdominal TB usually present with ascites. But here there is hepatomegaly. So this TB involve the liver. In that case, we tell the disseminated tuberculosis. And third one is lymphoma. Why lymphoma? Because patient with ascites and hepatomegaly. Though there is no lymphadenopathy, no ascites, so you should write down the fourth DD. And of course, patient is 12 years old and girls, present ascites, jaundice, hepatomegaly. If you think the patient's sex is girl, in that case, fifth DD should SAD. So in that case, for number 1, chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. Number 2 is disseminated TB. number 3 is lymphoma, number 4 is systemic lupus erythematosus. So in this way, you think and write down the DD and give the answer. This SQ may be given in written examination or maybe in ask you during the Viva board or during long cases. Another SQ is keep 10 years old girl present with pallor, jaundice and hepatitis megaly. You look at the questions. That is jaundice, hepatitis megaly common, and sometimes it may be pallor, sometimes maybe ascites, sometimes maybe it is fever. So here is pallor, jaundice and hepatitis megaly. So in this questions, key point is pallor. Key point is age, age 10 years, and sex, girl, and pallor, jaundice and hepatitis megaly. All are signs. So in that case, you should write down the clinical features: pallor, jaundice, and hepatosplenomegaly. So write down the DD. You think that patient is sex is girl, patient develop pallor, jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly. So jaundice, hepatosplenomegaly associated with fever. Which one is come first? Pallor. So if we write down the chronic liver disease with portal hypertension, with rupture esophageal varices, because this rupture esophageal varices give rise to pallor, and jaundice due to chronic liver disease, and due to portal hypertension, patient may develop splenomegaly. So it should be the first DD. And second DD, there is congenital hemolytic anemia. Thalassemia. Why thalassemia? Because patient may pallor in and jaundice and hepatitis megaly 3 is present in case of thalassemia. Jaundice is maybe intermittent, maybe persistent, maybe mild, maybe severe in case of thalassemia. So number 3 DD is SLE. Why SLE? Because the sex is girl, present with pallor. Yes, anemia or pallor occurs in SLE. Jaundice may occur in SLE, and hepatitis megaly may present. So your third DD is systemic lupus erythematosus, and fourth DD is lymphoma. In lymphoma, there is jaundice, there is hepatitis megaly, there is pallor. Though there is two cardinal signs, that is lymphadenopathy, ascites is absent, but in that case, pallor, jaundice, hepatitis megaly, it may be 4 DD. In 5 DD, you may write down the leukemia, but you should not write down the leukemia first, because in leukemia there may be pallor, there may be hepatitis megaly, but jaundice is rare. So in this way, you think the DD of the SQ. Number 8 SQ. Question is 8 years old child present with ascites for 3 months. Ascites for 3 months. I think this is very common. So there is key point. Age is 8 years. no sex. There is given no sex, and presenting complaint is ascites. Ascites 3 months. So you think the ascites persists for 3 months. So in that case, your first DD was chronic liver disease with portal hypertension, and second DD is abdominal tuberculosis, and third DD is nephrotic syndrome, and fourth DD is lymphoma. Because it is 8 years, so you should not write down the kwashiorkor. If his patient's age was 4 years, 3 years, you may write down the kwashiorkor. So age must look at the age. So first DD is CLD with portal hypertension. You should not do the abbreviated word. You should the full sentences. Number 1. Number 2 is abdominal tuberculosis, because it's more common in our country. Abdominal TB. Number 3 is nephrotic syndrome. Nephrotic ascites may continue for long time in case of nephrotic syndrome if drug not respond. And number 4 is lymphoma. So in this way, you should write down the prevention diagnosis. And other stem of the question will be answered, which is already I discussed in my lecture. Now number 8 SEQ. 8 years old girl of consanguineous parents, present with gradual deterioration of the school performance, slurred speech, fall off and on during walking. She had jaundice 7 months back. So from this scenario, what is the key point? Key points: age 8 years, sex is girl, and present with gradual deterioration of the gradual deterioration of school performance. Patient develop slurred speech. Number fall off and on walking, and on examination here jaundice for 7 months. So from above scenario also there is history of consanguinity. So in that case, key point: 8 years age, sex is girl, patient develop gradual deterioration of school performance, and also patient develop slurred speech and fall off and on during walking, and here jaundice for 7 months. So what is the likely diagnosis? Likely diagnosis is chronic liver disease, possibly due to Wilson disease. Why Wilson? Because there is history of consanguinity, and patient develop neurological manifestations with jaundice. That is gradual deterioration of the school performance, slurred speech, and fall off and on. These are the neurological manifestations. And patient also have jaundice and also the give history of consanguinity. So straightforward diagnosis is Wilson disease. So you should know about the Wilson disease in details. Now is OSPI. Look at the picture. What is your findings? Write down diagnosis, to investigation and treatment outline. So how can you answer these questions? Question marks is only 5 minutes, only 10 marks, and time will 5 minutes. So first of all, what is your look at the picture, and what is findings? Your findings, what is the findings? The abdominal distension. You look the abdominal distension, and there is the angosed abdominal vein. There is the collaterals. These are your findings. and there is also the caput medusa. So abdominal distension, angos abdominal vein, and there is collateral development, and there is also the caput medusa. This is the findings. Write down your diagnosis. From above findings, your diagnosis is chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. So two investigation. One investigation for your liver diagnosis of chronic liver disease. Another investigation you should write down for establish from the portal hypertension. So first one you should the liver function test, LGBT, SGOT impaired, and second one you should write down the color Doppler flow of the portal vein and splenic vein, portal vein and splenic vein. In color Doppler flow you may get the obstructed blood flow. And treatment outline already I discussed. So in case of this scenario, there is less time. So you should write down the ascites, treatment ascites, diuretics for ascites. You should write diuretic for ascites, and also write down the treatment of portal hypertension, which I already discussed. So in diagnosis, you should write down the treatment ascites and also the portal hypertension. Reduce the portal hypertension if there is a propranolol. And third one is treatment of rupture, especially varices if occurs, and by the sclerotherapy or band ligation. And nutritional support, and also give the counseling. So if in this OSPE, treatment outline, treatment ascites by diuretics, and to reduce the portal hypertension you give rise to propranolol, and if after varices you give rise to sclerotherapy or band ligation or surgical operation tips, and also give the nutritional support and counseling. This fourth thing you should write down. Now, second question, look at the picture. What is your findings? Write down your diagnosis. Write down other three signs in power of diagnosis, investigation for diagnosis. So all of you know this is the Palmer erythemia, and write down your diagnosis. It is chronic liver disease. Other three signs in favor of diagnosis. There may be leukonakia, clubbing, wasting of the thinner and thinner muscles. If it is boy, there is breast atrophy, gynecomastia, testicular atrophy. It is female, there may be breast atrophy, maybe amenorrhea. There may be spider nevy, there may be caput medusa. All these things. Write down three signs in favor of your diagnosis. And three investigation for diagnosis: liver function test. And number one, liver function test. You should also do the endoscopy to diagnosis of the esophageal varices. You should also the ultrasonography of the liver to see the hepatic architecture, and confirmatory is the liver biopsy. Now look at the picture. What is your findings? Write down your diagnosis. Write down other three signs in favor of your diagnosis. Investigations for diagnosis. So look at the picture. What is the findings? It is the spider nevy. It is the spider nevy, and a central vein which is pulsatile and radiating venules. So write down the diagnosis. It is the chronic liver disease. Write down diagnosis. What is sign? It is chronic liver disease, and other three signs in favor of diagnosis, that is Palmer erythemia, and spider nevy already described, and also the bursting of the thinner muscles, clubbing, leukonychia, and etc. And the three investigation for diagnosis and liver function test. You should do liver function test, hepatobiliary, ultrasonography of the liver, and of course the liver biopsy. And 3-year-old girl present with following picture. What is your findings? Your diagnosis? How can you clinically elucidate 4DD? And 3 years old present with following picture. What is your findings? Your findings: abdominal distension, umbilicus is transverse split and everted, flank is full. Flank is full. What is your diagnosis? My diagnosis it is ascites. How can you clinically elucidate it? Ascites is elicited clinically on examination, on inspection, distension abdomen, on palpation. There is fluid still present. On percussion, there is shifting dullness. These are 3 signs to elicit the ascites. 4DD. So you do the 4DD, you think more common things. Number 1 in ascites cause in our pediatric population is nephrotic syndrome. Number 2, chronic liver disease with portal hypertension. Number 3, severe PM is kwashiorkor. Number 4 is lymphoma. Another one is, you should know, the more common in case of our country is the TB, abdominal tuberculosis. Now, pictorial diagnosis. Other size of, what is the pictorial diagnosis? In case because it is a case of jaundice patient. Other size of jaundice. So if the jaundice the sclera, you may get the underside of the tongue. You may get the jaundice in the nail bed, palm and sole, and the skin color. Causes of jaundice, more common causes of jaundice is viral hepatitis, autoimmune hepatitis, drug-induced hepatitis, chronic liver disease, Wilson disease, and of course another one may be the biliary atresia, and of course another is hemolytic anemia such as thalassemia. In this way, you should write down your answer. This is the if you ask in Viva board, what are the causes of jaundice? You tell me that there is hepatocellular jaundice, you have a prehepatic jaundice, post-hepatic jaundice. In pre-hepatocellular jaundice, viral hepatitis A, B, C, E, chronic liver disease, cirrhosis, autoimmune hepatitis, drug-induced paracetamol, and in case of pre-hepatic, it is more common in thalassemia, hereditary spherocytosis. In post-hepatic condition, there is biliary atresia. And most fourth more common cause, one is viral hepatitis, one is chronic liver disease cirrhosis, autoimmune hepatitis, drug-induced, and another one is hemolytic anemia such as thalassemia and biliary atresia. My dear students, these are the important topics on chronic liver disease about OSPE and SCQ. I think all you understand, and if any questions, you write down the question in the comment box. Now I will want to discuss about the anemia and iron deficiency anemia.